Why should you join the Livingston County Republican Party?
Why, you ask?
Yeah, why?
Why join?
The Republican Party is the party of common sense.
Common sense.
Republicans support the Constitution.
Republicans protect your rights.
We fight to keep your children safe.
We fight to keep boys and men out of girls' and women's sports.
We fight to keep boys out of girls' restrooms.
We fight for you.
What does the Republican Party do?
We help Republican candidates get elected.
Why is it important to elect Republicans?
Why is that important?
Why?
Tell me, why is that important?
Livingston County is one of the safest counties in Michigan.
Livingston County has one of the lowest crime rates in the state of Michigan.
Livingston County has the lowest tax millage rate of all 83 counties.
Republicans work to balance the budget.
Republican legislators vote against raising your taxes.
Republican elected officials believe in transparency.
Republican clerks run elections with integrity.
Republican trustees protect your rights.
Republicans support our veterans.
Who can join?
If you are conservative, we want you in our party.
All conservatives are welcome at our table.
Join our activities.
Join the fun.
Become a member.
Join a town.
Hi, I'm Deb Drick, chair of Livingston County Republican Party. Our conservative message has been very well received in Livingston County, and I'm so happy to share with you that people are stepping up right and left to help. The only thing's missing is you. Come join our mission. Come join our fun. Go to livingstonrepublicans.com and click join. You'll be glad you did.
Someone once said, where your treasure goes, there also will be your heart. What kind of world do you want to invest in? Do your investments fund industries that tempt people to harm relationships? What if you could be more intentional with your money? What if your investments built content that enriched others' minds? Jason Huntley, CFP, has been guiding families for 30 plus years to plan, invest, and build for the next generation. Scan the QR code now to make that first step to investing intentionally.
Did we actually hit that?
No.
How about now? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me now. Somebody give me a thumbs up. Can you hear me now? Hello?
Is it a thumbs up that you can hear?
Thumbs up or thumbs down? There it is. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Corey.
Thanks, Corey. All right. Here we go.
So should we start all over again?
I don't know. Did you hear anything or like was this whole thing dark this whole time? All right. Start again. Take two.
All right.
Christina Light, take two.
All right. Thank you very much. So originally I am from Pinckney. I grew up there. I was raised in Pinckney. I was also a village trustee at age 19.
And your dad was a gun owner.
And my dad was a gun.
Here we go.
Actually, not just a gun owner. He was a gun dealer.
Gun dealer. That's right. Okay.
So he was also a fireman in Pinckney too as well, and also a UPS man. A lot of people knew him from all sorts of things. My mom taught me my faith, and so I learned the First and the Second Amendment from both my parents. I'm very blessed to have the parents I have. I also learned a lot from my brothers because my brothers taught me to be tough and make sure that I stick up for people that need to be, that were maybe bullied or things of that nature. So I wanted to become an attorney because of the First and the Second Amendment. Became an attorney. I went to undergrad at Eastern Michigan University. Thomas Cooley is where I graduated from law school. I was actually a senator there too as well for Thomas Cooley.
Okay.
And then thereafter, I also studied international law. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. I was over in Florence.
No, did not know that.
Italy. And then I also studied international law over in Paris, too, as well.
Okay.
There's a kind of a funny story there, but I'll tell you that one later.
All right.
All right. After that, so I made a promise to God that when I passed the bar, and I didn't bargain for that at all because I know you're not to bargain with God. So I made a promise that I would actually help the veterans, and I made sure that we kept that promise. And when I say we, that's my office too as well. So a couple of things that we've done for our veterans is that we've actually helped them. I figured, if they went and fought for our rights, our constitutional rights, then I'm going to fight for theirs.
Okay.
And so, veterans mean a lot to me. So I tried to make sure that we take very good care of them. We've offered pro bono services for them. We also offer for active military too as well. We give discounted rates to them. We also give discounted rates to our firemen and also to our police and our EMS too as well.
Okay.
We're blessed to have those people in our community.
Veterans gifts have been expanded into first responders. Is
Correct.
What you're saying. Okay.
Correct.
Good.
So as to our veterans, though, with the pro bono cases, there is one story that I'd like to share. One of my veterans actually we did a pro bono case. It was an assault and battery case, and there was 5 witnesses against us, and it was over in district court. And so there was I remember my veteran saying this: "Whatever you do, Christina, I don't want to be on probation because the fact is I want to drink my beer. I fought for your rights, so I want to make sure I can drink my beer." And I thought, why are you telling me this right before we're going to trial? And so it kind of made me chuckle. But if anybody knows, I love to listen to the Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue.
Sure.
Right before trial. Gets me pumped up.
That's right.
So as soon as we had the trial, we did a closing argument, and I had to fight very hard for this individual. It was proceeded on to be day 2 of trial, and we came with not guilty verdict.
Okay.
But it was less than 3 minutes the jury was
Wow.
out. So
all right.
So that's one of
so
my.
You put a boot in their ass because it's the American way.
It's the American way.
It's the song, yeah.
We don't want to say that last word because my mom gets a little offended on that.
Well, it's in the song. I'm just quoting the song. I don't talk that way.
She doesn't.
No.
Anyway, so a couple other things that we've done. We actually have.
By the way, we're at new territory now.
Yes.
That's where we ran out. So, okay, we're starting.
All right. We have a thumbs up still, right, everyone?
That's right. They still got it, yeah.
Mark and Corey.
Mark and Corey are on it.
All right. So as to the Second Amendment, a lot of people know that I've gone to several meetings. I've talked. I was at the Senate meeting probably about 2 years ago, spoke there. So it's not like it's a Johnny come lately. I've done quite a bit of that in our community. A lot of people know that. A lot of people also understand too that I have talked about the First Amendment, especially freedom of religion up on the stairs. I told my mom always wanted to have a missionary in her family, but she did not get that. Sorry, Mom.
Okay.
But I said, hey, Mom, they've asked me to speak today, but guess what? They didn't ask me to pray. They're asking me to speak about the First Amendment instead. She
Okay.
goes, that's all right, Christina,
All right.
that's all right.
First step.
So with that being said, just to give you a little background information, but as to individuals that we've helped a lot of people with PTSD, with veterans. We've helped them with a drinking. I've actually helped with Veterans Court too as well, sobriety court, and I also have helped too with the making sure that individuals are staying sober during their bond. Because I know what nights they drink, so I'll stay up to maybe 2 o'clock in the morning. I'll call them, say, hey, are you drinking tonight? Everything okay? And I don't say it like that. I actually have a conversation with them to see if they're sober.
That's right.
And they're like, they finally got the hang of it, because after a couple weeks, they're like, Miss, I said, well, hey, we can call each other by your first name. Well, Christina, I am sober as can be. I know what you're doing now.
All right.
So anyway.
First by 2 a.m, I don't know how. I mean, it seems like that ship would have sailed if it was sailing.
Well, I like to make sure that our veterans are very much taken care of. So, and I've helped them get their gun rights back too as well. And I'm pretty proud of that. A lot of people know that in the community that we live in, this great community. Another thing is I am a family law attorney. I'm a criminal defense attorney, but I also started my career as a prosecutor too as well, under David Morris. And so I give a unique feel to this situation, because not a feel, but unique situation, because not only did I work on defense side, but I also worked on the prosecutor side too.
How long did you work for Dave Morris?
It was my externship when I worked for Dave Morris, and then probably for about, I think it was 4 months.
Okay.
And then after that, I worked also for a township too, for prosecution as well. Did appellate work for, mostly for David Morris. Learned how to write very effectively and efficiently. So thank you to the prosecutor's office in Livingston County for that. But also I did a lot of township prosecutions too as well too after that.
Okay.
So
well, let me just take up thing here. Kelly Powell says to say hi to you here.
Hi Kelly, how are you?
Okay, so I want to also tell you that as I see people right here, I will recognize them and I will bring it up here. If I'm not recognizing your comment, it's because I'm not seeing it. So if I'm not seeing it, please you can look on Facebook through Livingston County Republican Party, through Deborah Drick, or through Rob Rod, or you can go to YouTube and at the right side Livingston. And so if I'm not recognizing your comment, that means I'm not seeing it. So go to a different channel if you're commenting, because we do want to hear your comments. Okay, go ahead.
No, that's fine. So circuit court, that's where I do a lot of work. Circuit court is a position that we're actually, I say we because I call myself my team, with our volunteers, because you guys weren't here beforehand, but Deb was questioning what we was. So I just wanted to make sure that we address that. So I always say that there's no team and I, it's all we. So I'm very, very grateful for my office. So anytime we win a case, I always say we did this.
Okay, good.
Right. And so when we do win our election, it's going to be we.
Okay.
Right. Circuit court, though, has a lot of different things. It has PPOs. It has Extreme Protection Act. It also has family law. It has divorces. It also has custody. It also has jury trials, criminal cases that are felonies. So I've done a lot of that work all over the last 20 years, which, and it also has sobriety court, veterans court, and also mental health court. Now, a lot of you don't probably know this, but I'm also a certified parenting time coordinator. And when I did that certification, I had to go through a lot of mental health training to make sure that we understand the different mental health situations. Learned a lot, and that helped a lot of my clients, but it also helps, when you're presiding over a case or you're actually fighting for somebody, you understand situations with mental health, especially if you're going to work with mental health patients or clients.
Clients, right.
So I've done a lot of that, and that makes circuit court is a very big challenge too, because it has ex parte motions, right? And a lot of times you see ex parte motions not being heard right away because you're not going to have those heard, because those one person only gets to see it. I get to draft it. So if I drafted up an ex parte motion, the other person doesn't get to see it because irreparable harm is going to happen if that doesn't go pass through. So a lot of people know this about me. I'm 99% of the time I can get those ex parte motions, and most of the time they are about children because children are in abused homes and things of that nature. So I'm very proud to help a lot of our children because families are very important. It's about putting the people first. And I've always done that as a lawyer, and I'll make sure that we do that as a judge too as well.
Okay.
Want me to continue on?
This is the Christina show. Go ahead.
Oh, I love it because
Yeah.
usually I get cut off at the townships.
Not me.
And not that offends me, but 3 minutes is very
No,
difficult
this
to
is
go.
all
and-
about you today, so it's all you.
All right. Well, I can continue on. So we have like driver's license restoration. So I'm very, very familiar with that. We have a lot of driver's license restorations that come to our office. So I do the appeal work on that. A case that I recall very well, it was another veteran. He didn't have his license for 20 years. And we were wondering, he was wondering, hey, I just want my license so bad. And he was fighting on his own, and he was not going to win because when you fight on your own, it doesn't happen. The Secretary of State usually denies you. So what happens is that they have to hire an attorney. They don't have to, but it'd be best for them to do that. So I gave him advice beforehand so that he wasn't wasting his money, and made sure that he came back and saw me. And we had a great experience, and I prepped him for the questions and everything. We got to the Secretary of State hearing, and the Secretary of State officer, he made one little mistake because he was nervous, and he answered the question not so well. And so what happens is that they denied him. They denied the license, and I could tell what they weren't paying attention to, and so I objected, of course. Apparently the Secretary of State officer didn't agree with me, but in any case, we got the results back, and I said, well, here's two choices. We can go and appeal this, or, and here's what we can do. We can go to circuit court. He goes, well, I really want my license. I really want to buy a brand new Cadillac. And I said, a Cadillac, huh? I said, well, what about a Mustang?
We all have to have goals, I guess.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if he hasn't had his license in 20 years and he is just striving
Gonna
for
make
it.
up for lost time.
Right.
We're going all the way.
So we appealed it, and I told him, I says, it's no guarantee. And I said, but I'm going to fight whatever I can do to go and make sure this happens. So I made sure, because there's provisions that you have to follow, and I wrote this lengthy brief, and the judge paid attention to it. He reviewed it, and sometimes that doesn't happen, and which is really sad because you write this lengthy brief, and it costs a lot of money for your clients to write this brief, but you can tell that the court hasn't reviewed it.
Right.
Which is very sad because that's a waste of money. Not only that, they're not on the same page. And also, it kind of makes me go a little bit longer on the record, too. If anybody knows me out there, I can be very long-winded. I know that you have cut me off a couple times, Deb.
Just not today.
I'm like
today. There are times that it's appropriate to just let you run, and there are times that, all right, Christina, my people want to go now. Oh, okay, let's hear. We got over here. Mark Ashley Price thinks you're awesome, and he hopes you win. And then in comes Pam Smith with a hello, Christina. Hi, Pam.
Hello, Pam.
So Pam is we got the whole family here. We got the son-in-law Corey, and we've got the mother-in-law Pam here. So look at this. We're all in the family tonight. So Corey is married to Pam's daughter Margot.
Yes, I've known Pam and her husband for a long time.
Have you? Do you know the kids?
I don't know the kids.
You don't know Margot and Corey?
I do not.
Oh.
Pam, you're going to have to introduce me to your kids.
Well, I can do it too. Corey's my son. So.
Well, you have to introduce me to your son.
I'm kicking you now. Look at me up there.
Oh, yes.
Remember the rule? All right, here we go.
Nobody
has ever gotten through a thing. I thought you were this close to being the first one to not get kicked, but no.
I just thought I'd get a kick tonight.
Yeah, everybody get a kick out of me. All right, so look at this. You got a blank sheet. Now what are you going to say?
No, I have lots to say. So.
I figured you'd come up with something. Go ahead. I have faith in you. Go ahead.
Well, I only have bullet points on the first sheet. So.
All right.
Anyway, a lot of our cases, we deal with constitutional law, family law. So family law is very crucial because I believe that running as a judge I'm the only candidate out of the three of us right now that I've seen. There may be one more possibly coming. But,
2 more. 4. There's going to be 5 altogether.
Yeah, but I'm not sure. It's whoever gets those,
They got to get the signatures
right,
in.
The
right.
signatures in. And the signatures are very difficult to get. So in any case, I've done a lot of family law, helped a lot of children. In fact, one of the kids came recently to my office, and I didn't even know she was going to show up. And she was with her mom. And Judy, my secretary, thought she would surprise me. And she wanted to let me know that she wanted to thank me personally because, and this was my second year of practice, I'm like, by golly, I'm going to try to get her out of this home because I knew something was being very harmful done to her. And it was based on all hearsay evidence. So what I did is I just I worked very hard to go and try to make it happen. We negotiated it out, but also I was a bit stubborn too as well. So she comes into our office, and it was great to see her, but I never let children into my office unless they're out in the waiting room because I don't want children involved in divorces or adult matters or custody matters. So I just find that the children are, just children once, and we need to make sure that they're out of those adult matters. So basically, she comes in, she thanks me, and she's like, I wanted to let you know that I'm becoming a SANE nurse to save other people like you did, save other kids.
Nice.
So I thought that was such a nice
That's
compliment.
wonderful.
Yeah.
That is a wonderful thing to hear. Okay, another comment here. Sharon Lalio says, hey, Christina. Nice to see your name up there, Sharon.
Hello, Sharon.
So, once again, I'm going to say it again. I'm recognizing anybody that's posting anything. So if you're posting and I'm not bringing it up, it's because I'm not seeing it. Every once in a while, we get a glitch. So you can view this on Facebook through Rob Rod, through Deb Drick, through Livingston County Republican Party, and you can also view it through at the right side Livingston on YouTube. If you're on one of those and I'm not bringing you up, and the one I have the hardest time with is Joni. I looked the next day and there's 15 comments by Joni that I never saw. So Joni, if you're watching this and you're commenting, I haven't seen one of them go to a different place. So we're going to watch it, see if the numbers go down by one to see if Joni hops over somewhere else.
Is she going to hop over on this screen over here?
She will hop over to a different spot. So
all right.
Then, numbers went down. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see if she pops back up somewhere else. Anyway, so, all right. Well, let me ask you this. We've now heard more bio about you than I think I've known in all the years I've known you. I did not know some of these things. But I want to ask you the big question, of course, is the one everyone asks. Why are you running?
Well, I'm not running because of the fact I want to retire. I'm running because I grew
God,
up,
no, you
right?
There's no retirement in being a judge.
I heard that term,
No,
right? And
no.
I thought to myself, I want to make sure it's very abundantly clear. You don't retire when you become a judge. You shouldn't actually retire when you become a judge.
No.
The big thing is I'm running for a couple reasons. One, I've resided here almost all my life, and I currently reside in Fowlerville right now. I love our community. I love that, I'm known here. I know the people here. But one thing is I want to make sure that, one, we're placing the people first, because it is the courtroom. It is for the people. And we need to make sure that we always place those people first. And when we go into the courtroom, I want to make sure that I am always listening and making sure that, my eyes are wide open. We have the justice scales, and she's blinded, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she shouldn't be deaf, meaning she should listen to the facts.
True, yes.
Right? And sometimes we see, judges, they're typing on their computer, and you wonder, so I interrupt sometimes and say, Your Honor, if I may, or something of that nature, because the fact is I want to see if they're paying attention, because there's crucial facts, and you can have the law, but the facts make your case.
That's right.
And so you need to make sure that
if the judge is distracted during your key fact there, it's going to affect the outcome in a big way.
Exactly. And I want to make sure that there's no politics in our courtrooms. And third thing is that Constitution, we need to follow the Constitution. Every case will be by rule of law, by the Michigan Constitution and the U.S. Constitution. I took an oath a long time ago, and I abided by that oath throughout my career, 20 years of experience, and I will continue to do so as a judge too as well. The other reason why I'm running too as well is because I want to make sure, now we hear this, a lot of politicians out there, and I don't consider myself a politician. I know I've run for office before, but the thing of it is, I don't consider myself as that. A judge is not really a politician because, I mean, they go and run, but I don't consider them politicians. But one thing I want to make sure is that we make sure that the courts are affordable, because we have a lot of issues. We have what is called cattle call. I don't know if you're aware of what cattle call is. So
But these guys might not be. Tell everybody.
I will. So 1:30 in the afternoon, everybody shows up for a motion. And you're sitting in the back pew waiting with your client as an attorney, waiting. And there's no time set for your case. And so you might have to either come back or you might have to sit there and you're charging your client. Now, I will tell you this, I didn't charge my clients for that time period because the fact is it wasn't their fault.
Right.
And they shouldn't have been charged. It wasn't my fault either, but we were both losing time on that.
Sure.
So what I want to do is I want to make sure that, and a good judge will make sure that we have things effective and efficient in our courtroom. And so I want to make sure that we change things up a little bit and make sure that if you have a motion that's going to run 45 minutes, let's schedule you in. They call the court staff, and my assistant can go ahead and schedule that for like 1:30 or maybe 2 o'clock. We have that time period set aside for that individual and for that attorney and the other attorneys, of course. They notice it up properly, and we'll make sure that that is heard. And so that's how we can get things ran more effectively and efficiently. The other thing is that I talked about earlier about ex parte motions. Now, I am not a huge fan of ex parte motions.
Explain to people what that is.
So ex parte motion is like I explained it earlier, but I'll do it again.
They were off. Your volume was
Okay,
broken.
that's right, probably. So an ex parte motion is if I file something and I'm the one that drafts it, like one person drafts it, they file it with the court, they have to show that if the court doesn't go and order this, that irreparable harm is going to be happening. So that means, or it already happened or is going to happen in the future. And you have to present enough facts to show that. So, for instance, like if a child is being abused physically abused, there's a police report out that shows that there was domestic violence in the home, that the child would actually watch that and witnessed it, or the child himself was injured or hurt. So that's one of the things that we look for in an ex parte motion is irreparable harm.
Okay.
So if there isn't irreparable harm, then you don't go and then it shouldn't be signed, right?
Right.
So some of those, they're ex parte motions, but what I'd like to see is instead of just signing that, I would like to make sure that I place in there that they come back within 48 hours, if I can, on our docket, to come in because only one side is being heard. Right. And I want to make sure that I'm not taking somebody's rights away, parenting time or their constitutional rights because of the fact of one-sidedness. So we want to, because a lot of times that doesn't happen. You have to wait. There's a 14-day objection time period that you have to do. And so you have to file a motion, have it heard in front of the court, and you have to get a hearing date for that. And that can be like maybe 3 weeks, 4 weeks down the line, sometimes 2 months down the line. And we shouldn't have that because that would be just one-sided. So, and another thing I'd like to make sure that we're doing too is a lot of times the front of the court is taking a lot of cases on, and they're wonderful people. But I'd like to see some of these emergency motions be heard right in front of me so that we can save some money for the parents, because the middle class is being like just not being able to afford attorney fees. It's not fair that they have to wait and sit there in a courtroom and wait all that time period. It's not fair that we have to go through all the steps to get them into the front of the court. Let's get them in. I'd be more than happy. I'm a worker. I'm a hard worker. I've always been a workaholic. I would love to make sure that we get those emergency hearings right in front of me so that we can get this heard immediately so that we can help this family, because it's, again, putting the family first and putting the person first. So those are the goals. Ideas. Yeah, those are the goals that I'd like to see happen, and that's basically putting the people first. And one of the things I learned from Judge David Reeder some of this, and He also endorsed me. I also learned from Judge Aquilina, Rosemary Aquilina. I don't know if you know her or not, but she was the one who sentenced Nasser. And I've known her for years. She was a mentor of mine. She's taught me a lot about placing the people first and always making sure that you're always listening to all the facts before you decide something, because that is very imperative. And sometimes you see judges, they have this judge robe syndrome, right?
Black robe syndrome?
Yeah, we call them judge robe syndrome or black robe syndrome.
Black robe disease was the Livingston County term for 100 years I used to hear.
Yeah, we call it both. But anyway, we want to make sure that, we're actually listening to the individual, because they matter. Their case matters. They are the priority in the courtroom. So I also want to make sure that, people think that just because I was a defense attorney that I am, going to be more lenient or something in criminal law. No, that's not the case at all. I believe in law and order. In fact, that's one of my favorite shows is Law and Order, but I didn't think you knew that or not. But anyway, I believe in law and order, and I want to make sure that justice is served, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to listen in. I would like to see more sentencing memorandums drafted up for defendants, because I think sometimes I always draft up a sentencing memorandum. So you need to know more. A judge needs to know more about that defendant than what meets the eye, because the probation department gets a glimpse of them, and then the judge gets a glimpse of it. I want to see if I can get the full picture. And when you do a sentencing memorandum, that actually gives you a lot of background, maybe some of the reasons why this happened, and then let's see, what we use the Coles factors, and we use the Coles factors to go and sentence them. So.
Well, makes sense. Well, let's see over here. Sharon Lalio agrees that we need more layman's terms. So we need to make this back.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay, yeah. Sharon.
No, that's all right. Yeah, she was. So it is. I've never gone to law school, but I've been married to an attorney for 35 years. So it is. I've picked up a term or two, but I also remember listening to Jay like he was speaking German, and I had no idea what he was saying. So hello from Jackson County. Well, hello, Russell. This is Russ Jennings from the Jackson GOP. He's the chair there.
Hi, Russ.
My
how
counterpart, and we have a good time. He watches the podcast regularly, and we have a good time.
Well, Jackson County, I'm their favorite carpetbagger, they say.
Okay. All right. So all right. Well, I guess my only other question was really, what do you bring to the table? And you kind of already answered that. But if you have anything you want to add to that.
Well, I think I covered a lot of it. Yep. Does anyone have any questions for me?
Oh, they'll come. They'll come. Yeah, they usually do. So yeah, we're open for questions anytime in there. But let's see.
In layman's terms, though, I guess I can go into a little bit on layman's terms if you want me to. Let's say, so personal protection orders. A lot of times circuit court has personal protection orders. And those, I don't know if anyone's aware of this, but you can go and I can place a personal protection order on Deb tonight, right? But it shouldn't be trick or treat, here's your personal protection order. Right? There should be irreparable harm, and so there's actually case law that supports that. And so if Deb and I are not related, which we're not, she would have to have actually 2 or more instances that actually show fear, that I've intimidated her, that I may have assaulted her or something of that nature. And maybe I'll have to get one if she keeps kicking me underneath the table under here.
Oh, I did one time, and you said you need 2 instances.
So, and then if you're related, of course, you just need to have one. And related means like spouse or something of that nature. But PPOs, like I said, trick or treat, here's your PPO. We don't want that.
No.
We want to make sure too. Not a lot of people are aware of this, but the Extreme Protection Act, I did a whole talk on this when the bill actually came in place, and the legislation, and I went and I placed all of these sheets together and had it was a seminar, and we hosted it at the Livingston County Republican Party. Many people showed up that night. It was, I believe it was when Miss Smith was a Republican chair. And so, a lot of people, Jennifer Smith, we were.
That's Miss Smith. I was thinking Pam Smith. I thought, wait, what? Okay,
when
got
Pam
it.
Smith came to.
Yeah, when Pam Smith became our chair. Okay, hey Pam.
Anyway.
Okay, yes,
so
I got it.
Yeah, so I did that, and actually Rob wanted us to go and teach the different groups, 2A group and things of that nature, but never got a chance to do that. But obviously, I would, in a heartbeat, I would help out. But that Extreme Protection Act and the PPOs, they actually are ex parte motions, and so we want to make sure that we're not passing those out, right? Like trick or treat, here's your PPO. Not a lot of people understand this either, that you can go in every county, any county that you want to in the state of Michigan. So I can live up in Branch County and file a PPO on you, right? You could go to Ann Arbor and go and file a PPO over in Ann Arbor on myself. So, that's, to me, it's forum shopping, which means it's like, trying to pick a court of where you're going to have more leniency,
right.
Maybe possibly. So that's exactly what happened. I don't know if you recall this, but you almost got me there.
I know, I was watching.
If anyone doesn't understand, I'm supposed to keep my eyes up.
They all
here.
know, trust me.
Okay.
Oh no, they all know. They're dying. They're dying for it. Trust me. Go ahead.
So, going back to what was I saying? Oh, so
there you go.
Yeah,
one now.
Yeah, I got the one. So what we were talking about was we had a case with our past Republican chair, and
I did know this.
Yeah, and
they don't.
She doesn't mind if I explain the situation because I was her attorney, and she told me that I can talk to many people to try to help them out on that situation. But one of the things is that there was a PPO placed on her. It was placed over in Ann Arbor, not in Livingston County, even though the alleged incident happened over here in Livingston County. So why isn't it here in Livingston County, right? No, the person went to Ann Arbor and went and actually filed the PPO. And so anyway, it took 2 days. And I will say this, the judge did ask, wow, I've never seen so many people here for a hearing on a PPO. And I said, well, this is how Livingston County does it, right? So we had police officers there, and we had quite a few people there, but we did win at the end of it. But if anybody remembers my quote in the paper, they asked me if I wanted to say anything. Now, I don't like to quote anything in the paper because the fact is that you're trying your client's case in the public, and you don't want to do that. You want to keep your cards to yourself.
Yeah, your powder dry. Yeah.
Right. And so I just said this: she did not have her day in court yet, and that's all, because it was an ex parte motion. So a lot of ex parte motions, you have to show that irreparable harm, and so they can be very dangerous too as well. But I do believe in the ex parte motions for the children. And that's why I want to make sure that if it was ordered before that time period of objection, I want to make sure that it gets heard within 48 hours so that we're not just getting one side of the story. We're taking somebody's constitutional rights away or something of that nature. But I want to make sure that we protect that child.
Sure. All right, let's take some questions here. Here they come. Karen Bukowski, I love your community involvement, and thank you for being here tonight and being open to questions and sharing your bio. A big plus in my book.
Thank you, Karen. I appreciate that.
Greg O'Neill wants to know your thoughts on red flag law.
Well, Greg O'Neill, if as a candidate for a judicial position, I cannot go and give my thoughts on that.
Good job.
But
good catch.
If you look, you should go and look at some of my talks and look at the past, and I think you'll find some answers about the Second Amendment.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that. Let's do the Aaron Curry. I'm going to leave this to you, whether you want to answer it or you want to pass. Hey, Deb, you've been a strong advocate for Republicans not going after each other. When Christina ran for state rep, some of her messaging, including attacks on her opponent rather than focusing on policy. I'm interested in how, now that you're running for judge, you reconcile that approach with the expectation of judicial temperament and impartiality. And do you plan on seeking Representative Woolford's endorsement? I think let's just summarize that in a nice way to say, tell me about judicial temperament and how you're going to demonstrate that in the race. Is that a softer question? If not, we can pass.
I don't care. Aaron, thanks for being here tonight. I appreciate it. It's Aaron, right?
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Curry?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I will let you know, and under the canons, we're not supposed to be going and actually putting disparagement out there. Not supposed to be attacking other people, but neither are Republicans. And so I will say this, Aaron, if you noticed any of my Facebook posts, I don't post anything on Facebook, and you can check my Facebook, because the fact is that when you post something on Facebook, what happens is that that stays there permanently, and the negativity stays there permanently, and guess what? That's considered an omission on your part. Now, I will state this: in our race, my husband and I, we pray together every single morning to make sure that we have a good, strong day, but also we make sure that we pray for my brother, who just suffered a heart attack. He's also a veteran too as well. We pray for all the volunteers that are helping us, and make sure that we represent the community in the best light possible, and making sure that we do not have a negative impact. Or, because I will say this, Aaron, you're right. The 50th district was a mess the last time, and for all of those, if we should not do that. And my husband and I, or my volunteers, we're not going to do that. We're going to have a very positive race, and that's what we've been doing.
Okay, and I'm going to just say this because I see and hear everything, trust me, from all sides, everything. I will say this: I have not heard a negative word out of Christina. I've not heard a negative word out of the other Republican candidate. I have not heard any negativity whatsoever. We've got some zealous people out there that have opinions, and they're going to do what they want to do, and we cannot control the public or the voters. They're going to do what they're going to do. I really would like the Republicans calm down and talk about their candidate, but I will say this: I will say Christina has not, in my observation or in my hearing range, because I have not heard one negative thing from her about anybody. So I'll just give you that right there. Okay.
Thank you.
So, okay, no, and you know me, I'll call you out if you do it, and I'll defend you if you didn't. So
that's correct.
I'm just I have those that don't, you guys may agree with me or don't agree with me, but nobody disagrees that my compass is very strong, needle pointing north. And so if I see it, I'll call it out, and if I don't see it, I'll defend it. So in this case, I'm going to defend it, Aaron. I have not heard her one time say anything negative about anybody, so just leave it there.
And Aaron, if you ever want to, you can give me a call. I'd be more than happy to speak with you on a one-on-one basis too as well.
Jake, son Jake says, good question. So okay, I hope that was a good answer for you. We the 50th did have some mudslinging coming from a lot of different sides, so we all sort of agreed that would not be healthy moving forward, and so far I'm not seeing it. So we've got contested races in different places, and I've not seen any mudslinging from anybody. Of course, we'll talk again in July, but right now it seems to be, everybody seems to be talking about themselves and talking themselves up and everything else. So let's just, so for anybody watching out there, if you're a candidate and you have a primary and you feel like smacking your opponent, don't. It's not going to look good. It doesn't work. So everybody rises above it. Keep pushing. Everybody has a right to run, but you don't have a right to tear down another Republican. It's the 11th commandment. Ronald Reagan's 11th commandment. Thou shalt not speak ill of another Republican. So anyway.
Well, I agree.
So, all right. So there you go, Aaron. Anybody else have any questions? Pop them in there. So, let's see. You can't talk about red flag? Is that what your response to Greg was?
Right. I mean, I can say this. Well, officially, I'm not on the ballot yet.
Sure. There you go.
So officially, I can say this. Throughout my career, I've actually testified against the red flag laws. And actually, we don't call them the red flag laws. We call them the Extreme Protection Act. And there is a variety of reasons why I did that. But a couple of them are, as I'm very constitutionalist, I believe the Constitution, and I believe it goes against our Second, our Fourth Amendment, and I go, what?
I just want to say, I just want to say, I'd like to implore the Sharon Lalio principal right now and explain to people what a red flag law is.
Sure. A red flag law is actually Extreme Protection Act. That's what they called it. But it's really not anything different. Everybody's been hearing about red flag laws for many years. And basically what it does is it can take your guns away in the household without due process. And what that means is this: it's basically you file an ex parte motion. And what I don't like about this is that personally, let's say that I was dating Tyler over here years and years ago, and Tyler was upset because, sorry Tyler, but you're the only guy in the room here. So
yeah, she wasn't dating me.
And Tyler was upset because I married Dan Willihan, right? So Tyler gets very upset, and he's don't be choking on that. My husband's a good catch.
I know. You caught me because I was just this far from coming out the nose. Oh my God. Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, if Tyler's jealous of it, so he could say 7 years later, hey, Christina went and said that she was going to hurt this individual. She went and threatened this individual with a gun, a knife, things of that nature. It doesn't even have to be real, and it's not. So basically, this individual, after many years, can go and file this ex parte motion, and your guns can be taken away. That's the short term of it. I can go on forever. It's like a 4-hour lesson on the whole situation.
Sure, but well, you summarized the situation. That was good.
But what I would like to say though is one thing: people don't realize this, that I understand people being fearful of guns, but I grew up in a Second Amendment household. I understand what the value is of our freedom, the Second Amendment, the Constitution. But one thing is that law, if you look at it carefully, it actually goes and takes rape victims and repunishes them. And what I mean by that is that their person can actually go, like their ex, whoever tried to rape them or tried to hurt them, can actually go get an Extreme Protection Act on that individual and see what are you doing? You're re-victimizing the victim. And that is wrong.
Oh, wow.
And they don't think about that. And I brought that up a long time ago, and that should never have been.
Yes, I agree.
There is laws, though, just so you know, that are supposed to protect you. That, so what if someone lies, right? Well, I just want to let you know that people lie a lot when it comes into court. And it's kind of fun to impeach those people, but
that's one thing, just to throw something out there. One thing that I feel is underused is the frivolous law penalties, or frivolous case penalties, where people just bring something up just to cause somebody problems. There's not much proof, or if any, and they do that. And, there's laws against that. And, judges have the right to say that's frivolous and penalize them, mostly by making them pay the other side's attorney fees. I would love to see that used more because, I know particular cases. I know particular people who are, they drug to court with accusations just because they could be a jerk about it and just to put the other person through stuff. So,
well, that happens quite a bit. I'm glad you brought that up. I know. Because I see that in our profession quite a bit. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
You need some water?
I do, but
Well, here, all right, we're going to take a commercial. We'll be right back. We're going to get Christina a drink and everything else. So we'll be back in just a minute. Welcome to The Right Side. And with me now is the brand new 7th District Chair, District 3, Livingston County Commissioner, Frank Sample. So welcome, Frank. You're very active in the American Legion.
Correct.
You're very active in the VFWs.
This ideology is very damaging to the students who are told if you get this surgery, and make do the social transition, the medical transition, then you'll be happy and all your problems will be
Yes,
learned so much.
I'll bet. That's some institutional knowledge right there.
And we have, as a special guest, as I said earlier, we have Kevin Rinke with us. Welcome, Kevin. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Go Boge. Thanks, Kelly. There are those everywhere. We have, but we love meeting new people.
Right, yes.
It's in good shape, so that's good news.
That safeness is not afforded to every citizen. They are special.
There's a difference between men and women. There's a biological difference, and it's time for us to stand up for our girls.
He went through, and he came back with a report that there's no way Detroit can meet its obligations on the tax base.
Yes.
So is this DEI focused just on the high school, or are they talking about all
district, the entire district?
Maybe that's kind of normal. It's really not. There tends to be little fiefdoms with different police agencies and police versus fire and fire versus EMS and blah blah blah. That's not the case here. So Livingston County is very fortunate. Hey, not too long ago, in many of our lifetimes, Detroit was the third largest city in America.
Oh yeah,
3.2 million citizens.
It's been a great experience. I mean, I have no regrets about moving here.
There's an old saying that the road will get you elected, the jail will get you unelected. So, to give you an idea.
You have to have a reason to change for change to be enacted.
And we're back. Okay, she's breathing again, and we're okay. I wonder if I was going to have to Heimlicher over here. All right, we're okay. All right, so let's start over here. Bob Kittredge popped in here. I haven't seen you watch a podcast in 100 years, so welcome. Bob thinks this is a great interview.
Thanks, Bob.
Karen says there's a disturbing trend in this county where violent criminals are being released only to commit increasingly violent crimes. Thoughts?
You're absolutely right, Karen. There's actually an increasingly, it starts over in New York and California, and then it's coming out this way. But I will say this, we have a wonderful prosecutor. I believe that a lot of people would agree with me on that. We also had a wonderful prosecutor that was with her too as well, David Reeder too, who also endorsed myself too as well. Did I answer your question, Karen? Or would you like me to go further in detail?
Well, from the judicial side, I guess, as judge, what would you do to prevent that?
Well, I can't say what I would do as a judge.
That's true. What are your thoughts about what judges should do? Let's go there.
Well, judges actually should look at this. Like I said, I'm going to be a law and order judge.
Mm-hmm.
Take the Coles factors. And what the Coles factors is that we look at each individual and each person's needs, the rehabilitation of the person, but we also look at protecting the community. How are we going to keep our streets safe? I noticed on your commercial that you have Sheriff Murphy on there that says that we have the safest county in the state of Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's why a lot of people here move here, right?
Mm-hmm.
They want to be safe. And this is, I remember, I don't know if you recall, but remember Sean Moore when he was kidnapped?
Oh, yes, very well.
I remember that very well because I was a little kid.
Yep.
And my mom told me that I had to go in as soon as those lights turned on outside, the outside lights. So I remember that very quite well. And I thought, man, I don't know why we have to do this, but I understand because I used to do a lot of Legal Beagle shows back in the day. And I would talk about keeping your children safe from predators, especially online, making sure that families are working together to make sure that children are safe. And not only that, women and men too as well. But going back to your question, or not your question, but what you stated earlier, Deb, about sanctions. You're right. There's a lot of judges that sometimes are afraid to go and give sanctions out. I had a case that it went over 3 years, and it was a divorce. And it was ridiculous because he was on his fourth attorney, and we did everything. She did everything right, and I'm not just saying that because she was my client, but she followed the orders.
Sure.
And it was like a Pez machine, like, he was trying to take all the money, right? And, and all of the estate was almost gone. And so I kept having to file these ex parte motions and show causing them and Then I had to play prosecutor too, as well as a family law attorney in that case. And I got the guy in trouble, and he did 93 days in jail. And I'm very proud of that, but we got him in trouble again. And then the prosecutor stepped in and did the other piece of it. But the issue is, though, is she should have got attorney fees over and over again.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Because her bill racked up very expensively, and that wasn't fair.
It isn't fair because you, just like you said, you used the correct words. She did everything right.
Right.
And when you do everything right, you should not be punished for doing everything right. The one that needs to be punished is the one that's doing everything wrong.
And that's why we have those protections in the Michigan court rules. And there's actually a specific one for family law too as well. There's also one in family law that deals with just attorney fees for like the indigent if you make less than the other individual, or if somebody disobeys a court order. So why aren't we following that? We need to start following those, and I would like to make sure that we follow those.
Okay, yeah, good. I'm glad, because I don't think they're used enough. I think, anybody that has a little bit of money, they can drag it on and drag it on and drag it on. And, it's obvious to everybody and their brother what's going on, but nobody steps in.
Well, not only that, Deb, impro-per people do that.
Yes.
So they'll make sure that they're not represented, and they know that they dry the person out. And so then what do? They go and hire an attorney, so then they can go and try to, finish it off or so, right? Yep. Well, I don't like that kind of game, and I usually can see that going on. So what I usually do is, I'll say, you know what, we'll just either I sometimes waive the fees just because the fact is I don't think it's right, or I'll lower the fees, or I'll say, hey, you can do a payment plan. Well, let's get this finished because I see what's happening.
Yeah.
And then we go after attorney fees again.
Good. That's wrong. Mental health treatment is a real problem. As a judge, are there options instead of incarceration? That's a very good question, Greg.
That's a great question, Greg. Let me just take this lifesaver out. I want to make sure I answer that.
Yes, you're not coughing up your lungs here.
Yeah, I apologize for coughing, everyone. I took a swing of that, or took a drink of that water, and the water just went down the wrong pipeline. As to mental health court, so I'm not sure if anyone is aware how the mental health court program goes, but so right now,
Sharon Lalio, principal.
Okay.
Explain it.
That's what I was going to do.
Right.
Sharon Lolio.
Sharon Lolio.
By the way, I love her last name. Lolio.
Lalio. Well, you say Lolio. I say, I don't know. Sharon, you have to say it. Is it Lolio or Lalio? I always say Lalio. We'll have to find out.
I say Lolio. I think I'm right.
You might be.
Just kidding.
You might be.
Anyway, as to mental health court, since Governor Engler was in office, I mean, there was a lot of problems there with deficit and things of that nature. So we had to get rid of a lot of mental health care facilities. The problem is that we never rebuilt that system. And so the courts are finding them more, they'll just send them to jail. And so what do we do with these individuals? So what they're doing is causing more individual problems in the jail system, which is not fair to the correctional officers. It's not right for the other prisoners. It's actually making them in an unsafe environment sometimes. And
it's not fair for the person.
And it's not fair for the person either, because they're not getting the mental health help that they need. So there is mental health court, but how do they assess them, right? Well, there's grants that they receive and things of that nature, but going into layman's terms, I don't know if anyone is aware of this, but if they commit assault, and most of the time period, mental health individuals, they commit assaults. It's usually about, I would say 85 to 90% time, it's assaultive behavior. So they can't get into that mental health court. So that doesn't help my client or help the individuals that really do need the help. So personally, we need to make sure that, I always think that, something is good, and I believe that the Veterans Court and the Sobriety Court and the Mental Health Court are great. However, I always believe you can make it bigger and better. And that's what we need to do as a community. And I have a few ideas. I would like to see some more assessments done, after, of course, they plead out, or, but if it's criminal court, in family law, it's different than criminal, because family, you don't have your constitutional rights. You still have them, but you're not having to have the admission on record so that's used against you in a jury trial. So that's what I'm trying to say on that aspect. So I think we really need to have more assessments done and make sure that the individuals that we send to go and have these assessments performed, that they are actually helpful to these mental health individuals, because you're right, we don't need to send all these people to prison. It's not good for society at all, or the person.
By the way, I have to tell you, I'm just absolutely horrified. You were right. It is Lolio.
Can I get that again? I'm right?
You were right. Damn. I was waiting for the LAH, but no, Lolio. All right, fine.
The reason why I know that is because I like saying her name. Lolio.
Well,
that's what I say to
I like Lolio. All right, fine. I'll try and figure it out. Well, you know what? I will tell you the hardest one was your husband.
Oh,
Woolahan, yeah. But no, wait. First of all,
Wallahan.
He says Wallahan, and I always would say Woolahan.
You're right.
Jay would say Wallahan.
You're actually right, Deb.
Not according to your husband.
No.
Dan says it's Wallahan. I asked him one time, and then there's Rob who calls him Houlihan. So I know he's wrong, but anyway. So
Joe Hugh's dad calls him that too.
Houlihan? Yeah, Houlihan. Yeah. So I would always say Woolahan. Jay would say Wallahan, but Jay's from New York, so everything's Well, I'm jogging. Whatever.
He won't correct you because he hasn't corrected
me. No, I never asked him to correct me. I said, is it Wallahan or is it Woolahan? And he said Wallahan. I said, all right, fine. All right. So anyway, Jenny Z says, more Law and Order guests, loving Attorney Christina alike.
Thank you, Jenny.
So, loving Law and Order. Does that mean in like your cases, are you going to hear that dun dun,
Hey, I actually have that in the background. You can ask.
You have that like as your ring or something.
I do.
Dun, dun,
I actually do have that as my ring.
Well, if you like it, Law and Order. I used to watch it, but I liked Chris Noth, so that was why I watched it. So, all right. So
I like the prosecutor on it.
Oh, I love the prosecutor. I loved all the prosecutors. I loved Ben Stone, and I
didn't always agree with some of their things that they did.
Oh, I know. I would watch that, and Jay would he would yell at the TV. That's not the technical legal points.
I will say for everyone out there watching, this is law is not a 1 hour episode. And you're not going to go and chase me in the bathroom. An attorney will chase a judge in the bathroom. Hey, can you sign this ex parte order? You don't do that. That would just be wrong to do that with a judge.
Give me my personal space.
Right, exactly. Just need 5. But no, and we have our judicial system. I mean, we always say it's the best out of all the countries. And it is. I've actually got to see the Mafia Court up in person over in Italy. And it is. We do have the best, but it's always better to improve it.
Sure.
And like I said, justice is blind, but we shouldn't
be deaf. That's a good, I like that. I like that statement. All right. Anybody else think you got anything you want to say? I'm running out of questions over here. You got anything else you want to leave us with? I have let you go for an hour straight. Look at that.
I know. One thing I will say is this: I'm not sure if anyone knew this or not, but I litigate a lot of cases. So what that means is you're in court quite a bit. So you're in trial court. You have jury trials. You have bench trials. So in order to do that, you have to know the Michigan court rules, which is very important, and also you need to be able to object, which is the evidence rules. There's hearsay. There's 23 exceptions under hearsay rule. There's relevance. We have to look at authentication. We have to look at all those things, whether or not this piece of evidence is going to be able to get in to court, or whether or not a witness will be able to testify. Like, for example, a child, if Deb was trying to have a PPO on myself,
here we are with that again. Give her one knee under the table and suddenly I'm a threat.
And so anyway, if she goes and tries to do that and she has a little kid, let's say Tyler's our little kid here, go and testify. Sorry, Tyler again, but Tyler goes and testifies. He cannot testify because he's, under, 16 years old. He's a child. And so that's hearsay unless we have for medical reasons, like for medical purposes. So there's exceptions to the hearsay. So it's very important that these when you go in front of a circuit court judge and, you actually practice them. And then you have to go and look and see if the judge actually has the rule book in front of them or the evidence rule, because they will say sustained or overruled. And, you know, I actually have a little dash thing I put on my side here saying how many I won that day. But, you know, you have to be able to go and actually indicate to them, okay, no, this is the reason why, with all due respect, here's the reasons why that's incorrect. And you give them the rule number and then you back it up with some maybe case law or something of that nature. But it's very important because things go really quick in a courtroom. And so you want to make sure that you have the evidence rules down and the court rules. And everybody, it's, like I said, it goes very quick. And so we want to make sure that the judge knows those two as well in the circuit court.
Yes, well, that's good. Jenny Z has a question. How do we apply law to these rogue city councils? I'll take the first part of that. Vote them out. Okay, your turn.
I was just going to say the same thing.
That's the way you do it. You can't, I mean, if they've really broken a law, you can take them to court, or you can get an attorney in there. Yeah, you can have recalls and all kinds of stuff. But yes, mostly it is vote them out. That's the best thing. And Greg, we have 2 fine candidates for circuit court. Yes, we do. And we're going to support. The nice thing about this deal is we're going to support anybody that wins. So we're going to get behind whoever wins that primary, and we're going to go after it. Christina, you've done a great job. And we have any last questions for Miss Christina? While we're waiting for more questions, let me just cover a couple of announcements here. First of all, next Tuesday, we're going to have, and I'm going to probably put some, oh, here comes Aaron again. Now, I was just getting an announcement, so fine, here we go. Another Aaron. Christina, there's a lot of discussion around local property rights, especially with proposals like data centers where municipalities are limited how land can be used. As a judge, will you be hearing cases around zoning disputes, regulatory talkings, or property rights challenges? And how do you view the balance between a property owner's rights and a municipality's authority to regulate under health, safety, and welfare? Wow. All right, never mind. We'll be here another hour now. Thanks, Aaron. Go ahead.
That's a big mouthful there, Aaron.
All right. So want to take it, Mel? Do it like you eat an elephant. Bite at a time.
I'll just say this. Again, you know, as a judge, I can't judge a candidate. You're not supposed to go and say how you would rule on something.
Mm-hmm.
So that's very important to note here. But I believe, as a trustee myself, I was a past elected trustee at age 19. I was reelected twice for the Village of Pinckney. So, you know, local government is the way, and you have to look at the zoning boards, but you have to know the case law, and you have to look up things. And you know what? I have actually practiced property law, and it's very challenging, but you have to have the right case law, and you have to have also too the understand the zoning ordinances as well. And so I think I handled that pretty well.
I think you did. Okay, Sharon says agree. Whoever wins, we will support. Let's keep it civil. We have been. It's been good. Christina, why do you think you're best? Oh, for God's sakes, Janine, do not watch the first half of this show. Like the first 40 minutes of the show. This is why she told us. Oh, you just now tuning in? Okay, watch the rerun.
We got another hour and a half now.
Oh, my God, no. Yes, we just so anybody knows, if they're just tuning in and they have a question we've already asked, you can go to YouTube and watch it as many times as your heart desires. So can you give me just a couple of sentences? I know this is going to be a challenge for you, but let's see if you can do it. Can you summarize that really quick, that first 40 minutes?
Sure. Experience matters.
Okay.
I truly believe that. And plus, when you look at everything that I've done and accomplished over the last years with the veterans, with the laws we've done, protecting the children, the families' rights, and putting the people first, we want a judge that actually puts the people first.
Okay.
And make sure that we follow the Constitution
and
the state Constitution.
Oh, here it comes. There's more. All right. I'm in agreement that local government is awesome. I'm a former school board member and a former city charter revision commissioner of Highland Park. Well, Mark, does your arm hurt from patting yourself on the back here or what?
You know, he should pat himself on the back.
I know. I tease him. He's
a
big fan. He's a big fan, and we love him and we love his service. All right. Next week on the podcast, while you guys are warming up over there, next week on the podcast, we're going to have a little bit of, we may or may not. I haven't got any, I haven't got the confirmation, but as we know, on May 5th, besides being the best Lincoln Day ever, we're going to have a big Brighton School Board bond is up, and there's some big old sparks going on about that one. You got John Connolly and Bill Trombley and some others that have formed a group that is absolutely against this PAC, and then you got the Brighton School Board members, also some Republican Party members in there that are saying, no, that's not true. This is great. So I've invited April 21st. That's the date. So 1 week from today, we're going to have the school board battle of the bond, I'm going to call it. So I've invited the Republican members of the Brighton School Board, and I've invited the Republican members that are against the school board. I am not, and I want to make this really clear in case anybody has questions, because I have been questioned. The show is called The Right Side. It is the side of it's the Republican side of things. I do not go and tell everybody this is fair and balanced. I do say it's honest, but I do not say it's fair and balanced. I am not presenting the Democrat side. I believe that every other media source everywhere presents the Democrat side. I am here to present the Republican side. So I am not allowing Democrats to come in. I do not want to hear a balanced argument about this. I want to hear the Republican side. And it's okay if Republicans have two sides, then they both get to present. So that's next Tuesday. I am not allowing non-members or Democrats to come in and talk about this. So this is a member situation only. So next Tuesday at 7:00, yes. And I believe I'm going to have it live. So we will have people in the other room. Everybody's welcome to come. All Republicans are welcome to come, whether you're a member or not. But if you're a Republican, you can come and sit in the other room, and you can text us questions if you want. But we'll be in the studio, and I might have go get me a no. I'm joking.
I didn't open that.
No, I know that's all right. I have to. I'm going to get people in here to. Yeah, there we go. Oh, there we go. So I'm going to get people in here to. We're going to have to move this table back, and we're going to have to get a round table or something, because we're going to probably have 3 or 4 people in here. So it'll be interesting. Make sure you mark your calendars for next Tuesday. What else is coming?
Oh, hey, can I interrupt you for a second?
Go ahead.
Thanks. Back to your question, Aaron, I just wanted to say fair and impartial. A judge needs to be fair and impartial. So whatever comes in front of me, I will be fair and impartial. There you go. You can finish now.
Coconut.
It's
I don't
good,
think
right?
I've ever had a coconut lifesaver. It's good. It kind of feels like a pina colada. I think that, okay, so the 21st, that's going to be, that's
And
here.
she was not drinking.
April 29th, member Candy Hovarter, Genoa clerk candidate, is having an ice cream social at Steve Gronow's office on Chestnut Homes Builders on Grand River, from 5:30 till whatever, 8 or something, 8:30. Look at the flyer. It's all over the, it's been mailed out and emailed out. On April 30th, here at the Victory Center, we're having a precinct delegate roundup. I will be creating a flyer from that. I am flyered out, but I have to keep creating flyers. So I'm going to make a precinct delegate roundup. Anybody that would like to become a precinct delegate, we're going to have a little meeting here. We're going to tell everybody, what does a precinct delegate do? What are your duties? Like, what are the minimum duties? What are the opportunities? There's lots of opportunities. So if you're out there watching and you're thinking, I kind of would like to get in maybe just a little bit, just put my toes, dabble my toes in the Republican Party, this is for you. So it's April 30th here. Watch the Facebook page for the flyer, but love to have you here. No pressure. Come on in. If you want to sign up, you can, and if you want to think about it, you can. So May 5th is the deadline to sign up. So we're going to do April 30th. We're going to do that here. And then, of course,
What's the Friday's date before Memorial Day?
I don't know. I don't know when Memorial Day is. Tyler's looking it up.
What is it?
22nd.
22nd? Okay.
All right. So,
and we also, may I interrupt? Okay.
Like I could stop you at this point. Go ahead.
Thanks. Gogoleskis, we call them Go-Go's. They're having a fundraiser, so everyone's invited for that. We have a fundraiser coming up. Janine, what's the date on there? Can you go and give us a date? I think it's May
8th, I thought.
I believe you're right, May 8th. But it's going to be at the Gogoleskis' house, so if you'd like to come, please make sure you email, and you can catch us on our website too. It's Christina Like for Judge.
Excuse me while I yell at somebody. Madam Chair, I have a big announcement myself, but I don't want to go public with it until after the next deadline next Tuesday. I would mention it publicly next Tuesdays. Well, thanks for that, Mark. Did anybody ever tell you, thank you, Tyler, did anybody ever tell you not to be a tease? My God. Why would you say something at all? Now we're all like, come on.
Oh, Janine came back. It's May 8th, so everyone's invited.
All right.
It should be a good time.
Yeah, there's a flyer on the party page for that too. You have been involved in the local party. Ooh, here's a good question. Here, you've been involved in the local party. Will you continue to be involved once elected?
Well,
that's a tough one.
Yeah, that's a good. Well, judges are supposed to be nonpartisan, so
Mhm.
unfortunately, I won't be able to. I have to withdraw my precinct delegate, which I'm very sad to do that. But
We need to follow a real person. Go ahead.
But yeah, well, Dan's right there. So
Mhm.
anyway, so I have to have it nonpartisan. So they want to make sure that we are fair and impartial. So we can't go and be involved in one party or be involved in,
I think you can attend.
You can attend, but you
Right,
just can't
like
go.
party-
And
yeah, you can't be members. I don't think.
right, and I
Yeah.
can't. And the thing of it is did you know that we're not supposed to solicit money either for like fundraising ourselves?
I think you can.
No, you can't.
Can you from other judges?
No.
Really? Not even from other
No.
judges? All right.
Nope, and I can't give any money. So if anybody invites me to a fundraiser, it's not because I don't like you. I love a lot of people, and the thing of
Well-
it is that we can't go and give money to another candidate that's
All right.
under the canon.
Just so you know, on May 5th, we're having our Lincoln Day dinner. I sent you the flyer to be a sponsor. You're a sponsor every year. You're not a candidate yet. Pay it now. Pay now. There you go. Write the check.
I don't know. What do I get for the no?
What do you get for it? A big table, your name all over everything,
I'm
the
only
opportunity
kidding.
to speak.
It's always an honor to do that.
Yes, we always appreciate that. So, Mark Ashley Price, I just want you to know I'm officially mad at you for just dropping that bomb and then not finishing it. Thanks a lot. Thanks for explaining. Okay, so that's a good question, Janine. Thanks for asking. All right, back to if I can get through these announcements. April 30th, we're doing that. May 5th. All right, you guys have seen it. I pushed it. You need to, everybody on here. Janine, thank you for your, you and Glenn paid your tickets. We need you buying your tickets. I need to know how much food to buy. I need to know how much beer to buy. I need to know how much wine to buy. I need to know all that stuff. I need to know how many tablecloths I have. I need sponsorship. So please, if you're watching the show and you have not yet bought your ticket, please go buy your ticket. Those of you who hit the Cowboy had such a great time last year. We're still going to do line dancing, even if we're going to be in red, white, and blue. We're going to just do red, white, and blue line dancing. That's all. We had such a good time. We've got some great candidates coming that will be speaking. And
hey, if you do the line dancing, can you the doors that you come in?
Yeah.
Can you make it right there?
Why?
Because the fact is, the speakers were way up in the front, and a lot of the people in the back were having a difficult time hearing the speakers. So I just thought I'd share that with you because I
all
don't know.
right, we'll figure that out. Never mind. If you think you're gonna get out of this with this, it's only 1 week. LOL nonsense. No. You were the one who dropped the bomb, and
I
now
think
you're
we
not
should tell you
telling.
now.
I think you should. I think you should just drop the bomb right now. I mean, after all, you planted the seed. We didn't ask you. Did anybody say to you, Mark, you got any secrets you're carrying? No, you just offered it up. So follow through, mister. So yeah, May 5th is our Lincoln Day. We have some great, Judge Michael Warren's going to be there, and he's another judicial candidate. He's a big judicial candidate in the Supreme Court. So he's coming, and he's coming in his patriot garb, and he's going to have his book. And his book is the line by line definitive. Stop looking at me. Stop looking at me.
Do you have those?
What?
Do you have his books?
Well, he'll have his books.
No, I'm just saying. Do you have a copy? of
No,
his
I
book?
don't. I'm going to buy
do.
one for Jay. I've heard they were wonderful.
Oh, they are.
Yes, he's a very good author. So I've been waiting for this book for 2 years to buy for Jay. Jay loves that kind of stuff. So he's got a line by line analysis of the Declaration of Independence. So if you're one of those people that love that kind of stuff, he's the guy. So he's gonna come. He'll be in his colonial garb, and he'll be selling and signing the books. So, and also he'll speak. So at our thing now, I've got coconut lifesaver hiccups. Isn't that fun? Okay. All right. Is that all I have? There's something else. What else am I have? April 25. April.
What is it? April
Look
25?
at this. Hold on. I'm filing to be a candidate for State Senator District 3. It's heavily. Who are you running against? Is there? Well, let me ask you this. Now you got me all choked up here. Wow. Mark, are you? Is there already a Republican in that race? Okay.
Heavily believe
yes.
I'll do my best.
Okay, so April 25th, we have Brian Ignatowski kicks off his walking day here at the Victory Center, and it starts at 10. But anybody wanting walking, I'm going to be here at dark 30 that morning, and I'm going to be cooking pancakes and scrambled eggs and if you've never had home fries with my bunny seasoning on it, get ready, buckle up. It is quite the ride. And then
aren't you gonna slow everybody down?
Huh?
Aren't you gonna slow everybody down by your cooking?
No. It'll entice them to come back the next time. So we'll have.
I'm
not gonna pile it up like the Dagwood sandwich. It's just gonna be a whole plate.
Well, carbohydrates is good.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
Running.
There's also gonna be some protein in there. We got some pancakes and some eggs and some sausage and some of those phenomenal potatoes. So okay, but that'll be on the 25th. And then there's something else. Oh, coming up June 10th. Speaking of Mr. Ignatowski, June 10th, we've got, and I put the flyer out already. We've got a wine party on June 10th for Brian in Stockbridge. And Russ, that's you over there. Thank you. I saw that you posted in Jackson. We need that out in Washtenaw as well. But Brian Ignatowski, $100 a plate, or $100 a person. Come in, and it's at a winery, so they're going to have a cash bar there, but they've got their own wines there, and their own hard ciders, and some non-alcoholic wines they make, plus they have soda, etc. And we're going to have appetizers and music, so that'll be great. And speaking of that, we just did this. You don't even know about this yet, so this is the new one. July 8th, same place, monster fundraiser for Doug Lloyd and Anthony Ferlini, same place. And it is it's $100 to get in, but it's going to be divided into two checks. One check, $50 to Doug Lloyd, one to Anthony Ferlini. And we're going to have, again, the wines and the hors d'oeuvres and everything. Now, the difference here is, I've asked for co-hosts. To be a co-host, your county has to agree to do two things. One, promote the bejesus out of it. And two, you have to agree to provide appetizers, so we're all going to chip in on appetizers. So thus far in our Livingston County, the District 7 event group, Oakland County's in, Jackson County's in, thank you, Russ. Ingham County is in, and St. Joe County is in. St. Joe, as you know, is way down here. And we're the only ones that can do that. No other states in the whole world can do this. We're down here. So St. Joe's down here. And St. Joe says he's going to come right across 94 and just pick up anybody that wants to come, because Stockbridge is, that winery is right off 94. So we will have,
Get him a bus.
That's right. That's what he's going to do. Get a party bus. So they're coming. So so that's going to be July 8th. So that's another $100. But let me tell you something. Tony and Doug, it cost them a fortune to do the convention, so they need to restock so they can beat, because that the Democrats are going to fund whoever wins those two races. So either Byram or what's his name, Kerry McDonald and the other guy from Washtenaw, or Byram and Gilchrist over at Secretary of State. So one of those is going to do it, but they're getting funded, so we need to help our guys. So we're gonna put this together. I've also asked Lenawee, I've asked Washtenaw GOP and Washtenaw Club. They've got two there. So I've asked them. So they're going to let me know, and Lenawee's going to let me know, and Kent County's going to let me know. So we're looking for other counties to help partner. All it is some appetizers and promotion. Hopefully we'll get several hundred people there. This is going to be a fun, great event. So
how big is the place?
It seats comfortably 1,600 people. He's got 70 acres. So some
nice.
of it'll be outside in July, it'll be nice, but it'll also be inside, and we're going to have food and music, etc. So, all right, so here we go. Mark Ashley Price has come back with, he's the only Republican. I think I be unopposed. Okay, I'm glad you be unopposed in the primary. Stephanie Chang is the state senator, but she's term limited. 10 Democrats running to replace her and against you. Good job. All right, so you're going to go, if you're the only one, you're going to go straight through to November. That's right. All right, so State Senator District 3 is completely within Wayne County, Highland Park, Hamtramck, and part of Detroit with the new districts. All right. Well, we need to get you some support out there. So everybody watching this in the Wayne County area, you guys pull for Mark Ashley Price. So he already proven that he can do grassroots stuff. So Mark, if you win, you and I are going to talk the minute you win. November 7th, you and I are going to have a meeting, and I'm going to help you set up for this whole mess. So having done this before, I can help. I'll hire you the right person. We'll get you all settled up. So we'll get you all set up for that. So, all right, I think we're all done. I think we got everything. The mystery's been solved. Mark, we're crossing our fingers. So we'll check in with you next Tuesday during the battle of the bond. We'll take a break and check in on you. Tyler, have we got anything else? Did I miss anything? Anything coming?
I think so.
Okay. All right. Well, I understand I missed a fantastic breakfast this morning. They had the Republican breakfast. I love going to those. I had a breakfast meeting with Doug Lloyd this morning, so I was unable to go. Oh, I told Joni later I should have just invited him to the breakfast. It would have been just as good. So, all right. Well, we're going to call it a night, 8:28. It's been Christina, thank you so much for coming. We did a great interview. We made a complete mess out of my table, but that's okay. We can clean that up.
Hey, thanks, Deb, for having us. And I say us.
Us again. Yeah, you and your mouse in your pocket.
Hey, you know what? I'm talking about my volunteers.
That's right.
But thank you, Tyler, for actually hosting this event with us, too. So, I know it's a lot of work, and we appreciate Tyler.
We love Tyler. He comes every single week, rain and shine, unless Anthony Ferlini is going to be here, then he finds other things to do.
And we appreciate your hard work too, Deb.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Oh, Bill, right? Jackson's were sneaking out the door. Oh, that's the other announcement I'm going to make. Bill, speaking of Bill sent me.
I was looking for him on this.
Bill sent me. I know he usually comes. Bill sent me the doomsday letter. I've been dreading. Just to give you a little history, when Rob Rodriguez, who was my vice chair, had personal situations that he just needed to handle, so he had to step down off of vice chair. It left me with unable to breathe, figure out, oh my God, what am I going to do now? Because, anybody that's followed this show ever since, we started, just listening to the announcements and things, it rolls and rolls and rolls. We've been growing and growing and doing and new this and new that and new process and new stuff. And we were quite the roll when Rob, rightly so, had to step down. We understood that. And I had moments there where I could not breathe. And then I posted it. Rob, has to step down as vice chair. And then the rays from the heavens come down, and Bill Reiber steps up and says, I'll do it. I'm like, oh, the angels are saying, oh, I thought, oh my God, Bill's coming to the rescue. And Bill has been, for the last, 6 months or so, Bill has been a blessing. He's helped out. He's shouldered some of the stuff. The big thing that the vice chair takes care of is the detail part of the convention. They cross the T's, dot the I's, and get that going. And Bill was fantastic at that, because I am here and there and running everywhere, and so I don't have time to check boxes and host those Zoom meetings, and I come to them when I can, but I also have a strict policy. I don't micromanage my team. So he's on, and I pop in now and then, or I'm there if he has questions, but boom, I'm out of the way.
Did you hear what I said? Come on, man.
Yeah, I know. But no, Bill was great. But Bill told me right from the get-go, I will be a placeholder for you, Deb. I'll help you keep moving, especially with the convention. But once between the convention, when it dies and where it revs up for the summer, I need to step back, because and here's his words, I had no interest whatsoever in being chair. So just, I've knocked on that door a couple times through this time. How about now? How about no? Oh,
buildings
how about
for all
now?
your work.
No.
You did.
Oh, he did. He was fabulous. So anyway, but we're now at that point. It was seamless. It was seamless and flawless. So
Bill volunteers a lot.
Yes, he does, and he steps up, and he is.
So thank you, Bill, for your time.
Yeah, it's been great. I truly enjoyed working with Bill. He was a blast to work with, and anything I needed him to take care of, he did. And once I gave it to Bill, I could walk away. I knew I didn't have to oversee it. I didn't have to check on him. I didn't have to say, okay, are you doing this? No reminders. Bill said it was going to get done. Boom, I'm out of there. So, yes, Bill, we super appreciate you. So we got the letter from Bill. Again, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, here we go. Put it out there. And again, the ray breaks through the sunshine. Norris Hardiman steps up and says, I'd like to do it. And Norris.
All right.
So I said, fine. So, I mean, obviously it hasn't been voted on yet. It'll be voted on at our May 7th meeting. And, I suppose more people can step up if they want to. And then, I'll work with whoever gets elected. But so far it's only been Norris. And I work well with Norris, and Norris has been wonderful. I will say this, I was glad to get Bill, because Bill is active with the party, and in having a vice chair that thinks he just shows up every meeting and votes and goes home is not my idea of a help. So Bill's been wonderful, and Norris just is always doing something. He's always involved. He steps up for everything. So the fact that Norris stepped up for this is like a godsend. So again, seamless transition. And not obviously 6 months from now, but after a full term as vice chair, he will run for chair, which is really, really, really important. So
Norris?
Yeah.
Oh,
he won't, 6 months from now, no. It's not like, he'll be here until this next, my term is up in December. So my thought at this point anyway is that I will run again, Norris will be vice chair again, and we'll do that solid 2 years together. And then at the end of that 2 years, I will spend that whole 2 years transitioning him. And then he can take it off. He can take off after that term. But we never know, right? Because we don't know who's going to elected who's going to get elected on the EC, who's going to whatever. So I feel like
we had two great men. Bill and Norris.
Oh yeah, well 3 with Rob,
Oh yeah, Rob. I forgot about Rob.
I know. I have been very, very blessed to have very good, solid people. So I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to working with whoever gets elected. But so far it's only Norris, and this is not a job that people knock on the door, beat the door down for, because it's work. And people have lives, but Norris has stepped up and ready for the challenge. He and I've talked about it. I've, kind of told him what to expect and what his timeline going to be, and what kind of pressure Mayor.
What's he say?
Bill. Can hold their own. All right, way to go, men.
Women can hold our own. That's what he said.
Men. Anyway, so yes. So Norris has been. I explained to Norris as honestly and fully as I could what the job entails, and yes, Tara and I agree. Way to go, Norris. It was a big thing for him to step up, because if he wouldn't have, I don't know what we would have done. But anyway, again, what I like about Norris is that, and I'll say this about anybody that is true about, he's there. When we needed a float built, he's there. When we needed someone on the finance committee, he stepped up. When I needed somebody to take over the delegate recruiting, he stepped up. So he's there. And so I have no question about his commitment. I have no question about his follow through. And as the vice chair, the most important characteristic they can have is exactly what Bill had, exactly what I just said. Bill, you're going to take this one? Okay, I'm out of here. I'm going to go handle this over here. You handle that. And I don't have to oversee or call him or remind him. And, hey, you're not forgetting this, are you? None of that. Just, it's done. If he says he's going to do it, and that's Norris. So I'm good with, I'm good. I'm good with, like I said, I'll work with anybody that comes. But I do like the fact that Norris is there. And I like that Norris has agreed after, a full term that he will take over as chair. So.
And Norris has a good, kind heart, too.
He does. And he's electable, and he's likable, and he's not...
The community loves him.
Here's the biggest thing.
And Bill, the community loves you, too, just so you know.
Yeah, well, okay. But, I got one more election, and I don't care. But I'm joking. No, I'm kicking you. You looked at me.
I did look at you on purpose, though, that time.
So, yeah, that's fine. That's good. But this is all about Norris time. So, but Norris is... he's electable. He's likable. And... like I said, who knows what we're going to do, but I think we've done really, really good things in the last year and a half, year and a quarter, or a third that we've been doing, that we've been really working. I mean, if you look at what we did in the last 16 months, we've come a long way. I mean, from January of 25 till now, the podcast, the news, the committees, the fundraisers, the events, everything else. I mean, we have regular stuff going, and I don't want that stopped. I want to keep that ball rolling. So if Norris and I can handle that for another couple years, and then he takes over, and he can, by then he's settled and he can pick a vice chair that'll help keep him going, and just works fine for me. Oh, training. Yes, Bill, you're right. The training, that's been amazing here. We have really, the training has helped so much, the candidates that we've had. So, okay. All right. Well, that's, now that Bill's finally checked in and said hello, we can finally let off. We've been looking for things to say just until he got here.
Do you mind if I say one more thing?
No, I knew you would have. I would have bet money you were going to. Go ahead.
It's actually a good thing. So a lot of you don't, Dan and I are actually doing something for the veterans right now. A lot of you don't know, my brother had a recent heart attack. So in honor of him, we wanted to do a DPOA for financial and medical for all the veterans who need one. That it's going to be pro bono. So, spread the word around Livingston County. We did put it on our Like Law Facebook page, but that's just to make sure that someone doesn't have to go through the same difficulty that my brother went through, and making sure that they're taken care of as well.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for doing that. Yeah. All right, everybody. On behalf of all of us here at the right side and our guest Christina, we're going to check off right here. Thanks for coming. Oh God, we got one left. Everybody's got to have one more. I almost asked for it.
Durable power attorney. I can explain it later, Bill. The
Lalio principle.
Yes.
No, sorry. Lolio principle. Lolio principle. All right, guys. All right, we're gonna call it next Tuesday. Remember the Battle of the Bonds. So we're gonna have to see how that goes. So I want this place flooded. So I'll send out a flyer. But yeah, you're welcome to come down here and cheer from the other room and yell from the other room, however you want to do it. We're going to have the door shut. All right. So thanks again, Christina.
Thank you.
Thanks always Tyler over here who just sits here and handles all the stuff you guys don't know that he handles. But Tyler is I'm a seasoning girl, right? So Tyler is the base seasoning, the bay leaf of the volunteers. It's like you don't see the bay leaf in action. You don't taste it. You say, I taste bay leaf in this. But you know what? If bay leaf isn't there, you know it. Because something's missing if there's no bay leaf. So
he was our kid tonight.
Yeah, he was all kinds of fun, all kinds of help. All right, guys. See you next week.